thank you all for joining us here tonight. Our first round of thanks go out to our families and friends, because without any of you, none of us would be here this evening. We also thank our professors. I'd like to especially thank my wonderful wife. Thanks, Jill. Boy, I didn't think this was going to be this hard. And we've called our professors a lot of things over the past 11 months. Mentor, friend, counselor, and many others, I'm sure. But this evening we add the word peer to that list, and it's an honor to join the ladies who spoke earlier as their peer. When I went to college the first time around, there was two things that I missed out on the first time. One was the good old freshman 15, and I'm very proud to say that I actually put on 30 pounds during this. So I'm more than made up for my loss the first time around. So actually quite easy. I just did everything the opposite of what we would tell our patients. Another thing I missed out on was building relationships with friends. And we really accelerated that process as well, because they might tell us the program is accelerated and not abbreviated, but as most of us in the front like to say, it's accelerated and not inebriated. And some other things I was reflecting on, what I would say this evening. Things we couldn't have gotten through without. The first one on the list is study groups. My first study group was more of just a social gathering. We didn't really study much, but we were there for each other through the ups and the downs, and we eventually got through. The next thing on the list, which I'm sure we all remember because we were all terrified by them, but they're validations. Some of us sprayed normal saline everywhere. Some of us spilled it all over the floor. And who could ever forget sterile technique? Another thing that made my list is all the watering holes that we ventured off to during our times together. And I'm very proud to say that I learned from one of the brilliant people in our cohort that beer is indeed yummy. We tried food from all sorts of establishments in the greater Detroit area. We would just go and take a break and also celebrate a few accomplishments here and there. And some of us just wanted to vegetate and to decompress, while others of you, like you, Abby, in the front, would like to discuss the better portion of every single test question that we just took. Hugs and tears was a big one on the list, because nothing felt better than to get a hug when you were having a bad day, whether that was from a member of our cohort, or a professor, or somebody at home. And we all shared many tears together. Most of them were not joyful tears. They started very early on in the program, and they've lasted throughout the last 51 weeks of our life. Rubber duckies became a very funny thing for a few of us, and I'm not sure where that came from, but it brings a smile to my face, and it will to the day I die. There was a question of clarity throughout the program as well, whether that was assignments, directions, or expectations. Stress and anxiety was a huge part of the program, and also a successful part of my gaining 30 pounds this past year. That also led to self-doubt, and I'm sure most of you wanted to quit just as much as I did, because I wanted to quit at least 15 times, and nobody would let me. I obviously was not asking the right people. I often would wonder, why did I sign up for this program? Mental breakdowns were also a big part to this program as well. And I'm thankful that my wife is not familiar with the DSM-4 criteria, because I could not have been released from the psych clinic. Family members and friends, what would all of us do without you? If you were there to babysit for us, to cook, to give us some free time, even if that was just a few hours. And clinicals, what can we say about clinicals, folks? All of us had so much fun at the hospitals. Whether it was a code brown where we all went, I'm not going, it's your turn, or whether it was in code blue and now it was a matter of real life where that person's hands were indeed in our hands. And the last on my list was group projects, which they hammered us with the last semester. It was impossible to get a hold of anyone from the group. There was never any compromise, and everybody knew how to do it right. So before I conclude my speech here this evening, I'm a non-traditional student, so we're going to do something very non-traditional. We're going to do the wave. So from my left over here, you're going to start, we're going to send it all the way over and back. 1, 2, 3. Send it back. Send it back. Come back. Come back. There we go. Get the blood flowing. So as I conclude here this evening, I'd like to wish all of my cohorts the best. Good luck with your future endeavors, whether that may be school or if you'd just like to be a floor nurse like myself. And God, it's all done. Thank you.